If you're successful in your career but finding dating challenging, you're not broken. You're just wired differently. I want you to know something important. You're not doing anything wrong. That voice inside that pushes you towards excellence, it's not your enemy in love. You just need a different approach to finding love. As a psychotherapist specializing in high achieving women's relationships, I'm going to show you why your path to love looks different and why you don't need to become more feminine, demure, or less successful to find love. Before we go further, I want you to pause and really feel this moment, that frustration you've been carrying about why dating seems harder for you. It's not because there is something wrong with you, it's actually pointing to something profound about who you are. You're a high achieving woman who gives it all. It's natural that you want an epic love, love that you may worry is just a fantasy, but I want you to know that it's not. You're the one who can dream and create it in your life, but you need to abandon the same old dating and relationship advice that comes from single or unhappy people who struggle in relationships, or most importantly, from people who don't understand your unique needs and desires. Let me share something I hear often in my practice. Everyone else seems to find love so easily. Why am I still figuring it out? Does it resonate? That feeling of being behind despite ahead in every other area of life. The truth is, your path isn't supposed to look like everyone else's. As a high achiever, you have unique challenges that most people don't understand. Here is a big challenge. You may not realize that you actually might attract people who tag along with you, underachievers who enjoy having someone else manage everything. If you're like a lot of my clients, you may be attracted to men who have a fearful avoidant attachment and who don't have the same zest for life as you do. This is exactly why you're so attractive to these people. You have something that they had to disown in their development for whatever reason. Maybe they had to dim their light to survive the environment they came from. Similarly, you may feel attracted to them because they seem to have this go with the flow ways in life, which may not come easy to you. Perhaps you learned that you need to excel in everything to survive. It just makes sense that you feel this anxiousness that leads you to have to be in control of things. There is a deeper reason for this. It lies in our upbringing and potential attachment trauma, making us comfortable being the person who manages, who achieves, who has everything under control. The problem, this same drive that makes you exceptional in your career can actually block genuine connection in relationships. How funny is that? The very thing that attracted you to this person and vice versa can cause you two to struggle with each other. The guy you're dating will feel oppressed by your anxiousness and he will complain that you don't know how to relax. You may even encounter moments when he gives off his teen vibe, when he just simply rebels against what he perceives as your control. You're basically providing him with a space to finish off his emotional development using you as a mother figure. This obviously damages your chances for a healthy relationship. You must ask a question: are you ready for the kind of love you want if you're attracted to people that are not ready to give it to you? As these words land, you may be feeling a complex mix of emotions: recognition, perhaps some sadness, maybe even a hint of hope. You just need to know that when you're operating in this anxious place of overfunctioning, it's gonna be hard to connect on a deep emotional level. Subscribe to my channel if you want to understand deeper dynamics in romantic love. There are many topics that are just beyond simple search on the internet. But for today, I want to tell you simple things you can do to stop repeating the same self-sabotaging patterns. I will tell you exactly what you need to do by the end of this video, but for now, let's go back to where you are at. That tension you're feeling, it's the conflict between the controlled, perfect person you had to be for success and the vulnerable, authentic person you need to be for love. This brings us to something crucial: the art of receiving. When you are used to being in control and on top of everything, it can feel threatening to let someone else take care of you. That discomfort isn't weakness, it's your achievement oriented brain trying to protect you. The overfunctioning was rewarded, but now it causes you to attract people who don't put enough effort in relationships. Think about it. Your whole life you learned that perfectionism equals survival. Maybe you come from a family of immigrants, or perhaps you were taught that only perfect grades and achievement would make you worthy. This mentality served you well in your career, but in relationships, it creates a unique challenge. You see, when you are in that survival mode, that psychological fight or flight, you cannot truly connect on an emotional level. You're too busy managing, controlling, over functioning. This creates anxiousness that freaks out your date or potential partner. It's emotional red flags. They initially found you highly attractive on various levels, but then they can't explain why they lose interest. They feel they don't have space to make a decision, to pursue you, to love you, to put in an effort. Sitting with this understanding, you might be feeling vulnerable, maybe even a little exposed. That's okay. Actually, it's more than okay. It's the first step towards the kind of love you're truly seeking. This insight is liberating because you know that on the other side is more love, relaxation, enjoyment. But first, we need to accept ourselves. Your success isn't something you need to apologize for or diminish, but here is what needs to shift. That underlying anxiousness that drives you to overfunction, to control, to manage everything. So, what is it that will help you move from this overfunctioning mode where you meet cool men but then wind up in relationships that go nowhere? The path forward isn't about becoming less successful. It's about learning to be present without managing everything. This will allow you to discern better who is right for you. Imagine shifting from thinking, am I likable, worthy, pretty enough, to thinking, how does this guy fit my criteria for life partner? Empowering, no? The next thing will help you enjoy dating and everything that love has to offer. Allow yourself to receive without earning it. Here is a secret. Men love to make you happy. They love to feel appreciated. When you manage everything, you simply don't provide that space for them. When you open yourself up for receiving affection, attention, gifts, you allow him to grow to be who you need him to be. You hear men say, she makes me want to be a better man. Men bond with these kinds of women who enjoy compliments, gifts. This makes men feel appreciated for their efforts. The next one is very deep. Trust your worth isn't tied to your performance. You know this already, but it's hard to take that in because we are wired to feel good based on the performance. It's ingrained in us, but this will always make us feel insecure and unable to receive this kind of love we want. Finally, understand that your timeline is not the same as others. You're looking for something special and it takes time to get there. You would never be happy with a mediocre relationship where you settle with someone just because you don't want to be alone, like a lot of our mothers who stayed because of the kids. But I want you to understand something. When you're clear with what you want, how it feels and looks, when you have strategy that will lead you there, things don't need to take decades or even years. Add to this effective guide a person that understands you and that can help you work through these deeper emotional obstacles while you're dating. You can be there in just a few months. This is something we offer to women in my program. Remember, ultimately, the greatest joy in life is to give and receive love. But for that, you need to feel secure and safe to give your heart to someone who will appreciate it. As these pieces come together, I want you to feel the shift that is possible, that tension between your achieving self and your loving self. It's not about choosing one over the other. It's about bringing them into harmony. It's about accepting yourself and finding that wonderful person who will see you exactly for who you are, someone who will make that decision that you are the one that he wants, someone who will reassure you and put in the necessary efforts to be with you, No more overfunctioning and figuring out how you need to contort yourself to fit into what you imagine someone wants. To summarize what we talked about, remember your journey in love looks different because you are different. That difference isn't a flaw, it's your gift. You don't need to dim your light, you need to learn how to share it with one deserving person. This success that serves you so well, it's not an obstacle to love. It's preparing you for an extraordinary relationship, but it requires a different approach than what worked in your career. If you're ready to discover how to use your high achieving nature as a strength in love rather than letting it become a barrier, I invite you to join my Meet the One masterclass. You can learn all it takes to become secure to meet and keep the one, man worthy of your heart. The link is down below. If what I've shared today resonates with you, then you're ready for the next crucial piece of this puzzle. In my next video, I reveal exactly why high-achieving women struggle to keep a man. This isn't just about dating challenges, it's about understanding the specific patterns that might be sabotaging your relationships without you even realizing it. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my professional insights on dating psychology for successful women like you. I'll see you in the next video where we dive deep into how attachment trauma affects high-achieving women in relationships and, more importantly, what to do about it.